5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. All engine running. Liftoff. We have a liftoff.
Broadcasting worldwide from Pandemonium Studios in Cornwall, this is the Wal of Paine show on Phluid FM.
Hello, good evening, and welcome to the Wal of Paine show with myself, Leo Bass Driver Paine, accompanied once again by Neil Walters. Good evening, sir.
Heidi, everybody. And Heidi, Leo.
Heidi, hi, hody, ho.
What a lovely day, apart from it's just started raining on the way round.
Yeah, well, actually, that's quite relieving. That's quite relieving, isn't it, folks out there? Hi to everyone in the chat room already. Dawn Lee, we see you. How are you doing?
Hello, Dawn.
Hello to Tom. Good shout to you.
Oh, Tom.
And also,
hi,
big shout to Robin, if you're still out there. We saw you posting with our lovely meme bombs.
Hey.
Yeah, and if you're wondering what we're talking about, you can check us out over at vision.fluidrecords.co.uk. Is that thing kicking off on you again over there?
I was going to say, I sometimes very much wonder what we're talking about.
Yes.
To be fair.
Well, I think God even wonders what we're talking about sometimes.
Absolutely.
But yes, you can get over to vision.fluidrecords.co.uk. Right there on the front page, you'll be able to tune in to the video, which is streaming out right now on Twitch. And obviously, you'll be listening to us on fm.fluidrecords.co.uk. Hopefully, the balance is a little better this week as well. We had a little adjustment of that. You're sounding nice and bassy right there.
Excellent, lovely and bassy. It's that I'm imbibing Teddy Pendergrass from a couple of weeks ago.
Yes, there's nothing I like more than, on a hot day, having a nice cool bath and relaxing whilst imbibing.
Teddy Pendergrass. Yes. Well, it's funny you should say, talking about Teddy Pendergrass, and our opening tunes today, The Wonder Stuff, Unbearable,
yep,
and The Wedding Present, which was off of the album George Best, which is fantastic. Now, anybody that knows this, and they always listen, Leo always has, I got a great story about this, and I got to go. So I've got some interesting stories, actually. Well, say they're interesting. They're not that interesting. They're more anecdotal, I should say.
Well, actually, you've just reminded me, I'll have to get something for later we were talking about last week. I wanted to follow up on with that.
Okay.
So, yeah.
That's exciting.
Yeah.
So when we were growing up as kids, and this would be Siege as well, he's flying back from Dubai as we speak.
He is.
He's in midair.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we received that fantastic video the other day, didn't we?
Priceless.
Yeah, well, I mean, obviously, because he produced the background music that you're listening to right now, which
Angel
is, of
Wings.
course, Das Engelflogen.
Oh,
Das Engelflogen, as I like to call it.
Yeah.
And he sent us this lovely video of him out in Dubai on a boat, on a cruise. It was like one of those tour boat cruises.
It was very rock and roll, wasn't it?
Yeah, well, because they had a Bluetooth speaker on there, and he's saying, "Mind if I just hook this up?" And it's just the video of him just sat there, just looking out over the sea.
That was good.
Listen, it is so cool.
That was a good look.
I mean, dude, like Don Johnson couldn't look that cool at his peak in Miami Vice.
Exactly. And not a single look to the camera. But Siege, aka Chris, and I, with all our friends, used to drink in Ulster down the Dog and Partridge. And the bass thing from the Wonder Stuff used to drink in the Dog and Partridge with the roadie Adam from the band. Bassing, unfortunately, is no longer with us. Sadly, died very young age. But so we used to hobnob with the bass thing and Adam. And The Wedding Present, two of my favourite albums, The Eight-Legged Groove Machine, the Wonder Stuff's premiere album, I think that's still their finest moment. And George Best. Now, also with Chris, we play in a band My Painted Smile.
You might be able to see the poster actually just behind your head on our ever-growing poster board. The keen eagle
the eagle-eyed amongst you.
Yeah, we'll have noticed that's building up, but yeah.
And the top tune at the moment, if you go on Spotify for The Wedding Present, is a song called Kennedy. And back in the day when our band was originally formed, before Kennedy came out, we wrote a song as My Painted Smile, and we said that is a really catchy song, right? And The Wedding Present, literally about a month later, released this song called Kennedy, and it was exactly, honestly, talking about synchronicity, which we're going to come back to later in the show.
Yes, yeah.
An exact replica of this song, and we thought there was nothing we could do with it now, because all we'll look like is we've ripped off the Weddos.
Yeah,
so
we surprised how often that happens.
So we just canned it, and then I think we went back to it and we just called it Not Kennedy.
Not Kennedy. Excellent. Good response, actually. That's I like that.
That's brilliant.
That's the way to do it.
And I was going to say also, interesting, we've had some responses to Monty Tom's top tips from last week, which were very impressive. If you remember, Monty Tom was explaining how to turn an unloved, unkempt, and basically tired and straggly front lawn into a lovely patio. And we asked for some of your before pictures and were inundated, though poor old Mr. Jones from Bourton-on-the-Water still seems to have the wrong end of the stick. He sent us a photo of his hefty wife in an alluring position, somewhat racy, that can only be described as legs akimbo, Leo. Sadly off the mark again, Mr. Jones, as we asked for photos of a rough cut front. Here's Jessie J. Do it like a dude. Hey, I tell you what, Leo. I tell you who else can do it like a man dem. Who can do it like a man dem?
Them kids down at Callywith College, man.
They can do it
Seriously,
like a man dem,
they
can't
can't
they?
do it like man dem do.
They can do it like man dem do. We went to see, we've got so much again coming up on this show. We went to see Things I Know to Be True, didn't we, last night at Callywith College?
we did.
Absolutely phenomenal. We'll be talking about that a bit later.
Yes, we
and we'll
will.
play some
And
more Robin
mate,
Dillnot, I think. We'll play a song.
Yes, we shall. I mean, seriously, there's a lot to unpack, I would say.
Oh,
with
absolutely.
that. It's so amazing. We have plenty of good stuff to talk about with that.
We've got some info again on the fantastic Mr. Tony Black coming
Yes.
up. We've got some new news on Tony Black.
Yeah.
We've got Monty Tom's top tips for his Tip Top Garden.
We do. And shout out to Robin in the chat room. Welcome, Robin.
Hello, Robin.
Yep.
It's Robin from Callywith.
Whoop whoop.
Talk
Yay.
of the devil, and she may appear.
Yes, right there.
There you go, into the chat room. That's fantastic.
Fantastic.
We've got Tipple of the Week this week from Buttcombe.
Yes.
You've got an old story attached to Buttcombe, haven't you?
Yeah.
And it's clean. Don't worry, listeners, it's clean. Sounds rude already, even just ordering a pint of Buttcombe.
Yes.
We've got a quiz, we've got TrakLink, we've got all sorts.
Yeah, it's again a quite filled show, you know, and we do hear an awful lot back from everyone as well in between the shows. It just gives us so much to talk about when we come
it's
back to the
brilliant.
show, especially getting out and meeting people as well. Been meeting a lot of people over the weekend and that. It's been really. And last night we met lots of fantastic people at the college.
And the night before we were with Cameron at the Rock Project.
Yes,
and
we
again,
were.
coming back to synchronicity with him, this is getting stupid now.
It is.
It's got to stop, people.
It is. We'll come back to that.
And we'll talk about Cameron later as well. But
we will.
you've got a few shout-outs, Leo, I think you want to squeeze in.
Yeah, well, I definitely want to send some shout-outs straight away to Remy, Sammy, Teresa and Jack back in London with
Hello, guys.
little one on the way as well. That's going to be coming along fairly soon. And did you have a good Father's Day this past weekend?
I think I spent Father's Day doing loads of chores around the house, and my youngest daughter said, "Can I borrow 30 quid?"
Sounds like your average Father's
It's a
Day,
typical
then, really.
Father's Day, isn't it?
Yeah,
But no, I did. I always have a good Father's Day. I mean, the kids are disparate, so I don't expect, and as with all these things, our children have got their own children and issues and mortgages and bills and whatever. You can't be expecting them to. Every day's Father's Day, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, it should be, shouldn't it? Well, I mean, it never goes away, does it? It never goes away.
No, it does, Leo. It goes away eventually. Trust me. You've got another 10 years, and Mini Driver will be doing his own thing.
Yeah, well, I mean, he's really quite getting on it.
Well,
as
he's
it is
doing his own
anyway,
thing now, and
but
he's
yeah,
5,
he's
isn't he?
fantastic. But I mentioned that because I had a pretty fantastic Father's Day. I mean, I was quite tired. We had a lot going on last week.
Yeah.
But I was thankfully fueled up to the eyeballs on great penny sweets, American candy, and American sodas.
Where'd you get them?
I got them down at the Sweet Spot, which is in the old brewery, and it's a wonderful sweet shop that's opened up in there, just opposite where the Odd Spot Cafe used to be.
Yeah.
And it's the same lovely lady that was running that, who is now over there. Someone else is running the cafe, and she's now doing this fantastic sweet shop. And trust me, I was like, what do you think I was like in there?
I should imagine you were like a small child in a confectionery outlet. So, like a kid in a sweet shop.
Yeah, that's better than what I was going to say. Something to do with Savile or something. But I was indeed
And we're
like a
off.
kid in the candy store. Nonetheless,
Good Lord.
I stopped
I would
up.
like to, I think a
stopped
stiff
up.
letter to the BBC and a quick apology.
I think there's too many stiff things going on at the BBC as it was, to be honest. I think they need
What am
to
I talking about? The
leave that
BBC?
there.
That's just compounding things.
Yes, let's get back to the sweet spot,
Let's.
shall we?
For the love of God, man.
Please. But yeah, I both myself and the lady driver stocked up on fantastic sweets there, and like I say, they've got some new sodas in. I just saw today that they've got some new sodas in, some new Dr Pepper variants. I had a couple of them. No idea what the dark berry flavour thinks it's supposed to taste like, but it's really refreshing despite not really tasting
Does
of
it
anything.
taste like E703?
Yeah, pretty much.
Excellent.
Like that's the
That's the good
ingredients.
stuff.
But of course, right next door to as well, you've got the new nostalgia shop that is selling classic comics.
Ooh.
Which is just fantastic.
Yeah.
So this is a double whammy of awesomeness already.
Get your sugar high, go and read about Spider-Man.
Yep.
Then you get a sugar crash and you need to go and watch a rom-com. Where would you get one of them?
Well, the little shop DVD and games.
No.
Yeah. John Bond's shop. Yeah, get down there, 20p DVDs. But also, he had a wicked stock of GameCube games come in, and some very rare ones, and he sorted us right out with some fantastic games there, including Wario World for the GameCube, which people out there in the know, that's one of those slightly rarer ones. I also got like Star Fox Assault, which was another one. Was like, wow, that's like a Namco version of Star Fox. So I was well sorted between my sweets, my comics, and my games. And John does have the Weekend Warriors weekend coming up. The demo on, I believe it's Sunday.
Yeah.
Check out their Facebook, Little Shop DVD and Games, or List Cards, all one word, LISCARDS.
No apostrophe.
Yep, because last night whilst we were at Callywith, obviously they were doing the tabletop gaming. And so this Sunday, I think it is, they have the Weekend Warriors demo, which, like we mentioned in last shows, is a smaller, shorter skirmish-based game for young'uns from 7 and upwards to get people into the game.
Get down there then.
Get
and I tell you
down
what,
there,
talking about nostalgia, Leo, do you remember Susie Quattro?
Do I remember Susie Quattro?
Susie Quattro, I haven't heard a Susie Quattro song for years.
I love a bit of Susie. Who
Doesn't
doesn't,
it?
man? Susie's fantastic. Like, great musician, fantastic
Good
attitude. Great woman. Again, another one. This is one of the things people often say to me, you know, or I hear people saying, oh, you know, where was those strong women in my day? Susie Quattro, you know, is a good example.
Susie Quattro, Debbie Harry was another one we were just talking about, Blondie, although Susie played bass, didn't she?
Yep. Pat Benatar.
We've lost
another one.
Siege, he's back.
He's back.
Pat Benatar.
Pat Benatar, another fantastic one.
Yeah.
But then, you know, also in film and such, Diana Rigg, wonderful, absolutely amazing. Delia Derbyshire, who made the Doctor Who theme. As we know it.
Yeah. There's lots. Yes. In a second, we will be ready. We've got a new machine for this.
Yes,
so
yeah.
we know
Actually,
this
I
is gonna
swapped
work.
out the machine, so we
know this is
really
gonna
hope
work.
this is going to work this
So
time.
in a few minutes, we're going to have a TrakLink, and it works straight away. Look at that.
Perfect.
That works
Yay.
straight away. I love that. Big round of
got
applause
there.
for the. Honestly, if you could see I think I'm going to put on our Insta feed a picture of the new TrakLink machine.
Yeah.
Because it's insane.
to the rescue,
It's
man.
an absolute beast, isn't it, of a machine?
A beast of a machine.
It's just dedicated to doing TrakLink and the intro,
Yeah, pretty
and it's
much.
taken up more space than the laptop. It's fantastic.
We'll probably expand on that a little bit, though. We've got a couple others on there. There's a
Oh,
couple
we
others.
have, but I mean,
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
just such an amazing sort of piece of machine. It looks like it's come out of the TARDIS, talking about the theme tune for Doctor Who, doesn't it?
Yeah.
It looks like something that you'd have, or the Batman Turner Overdrive thing from Smashy and Nicey.
Why don't we have those?
Well,
should
we have.
them.
We've got one
Well,
here.
yeah, we've got that now. Yeah, we need a cam just on that, just so we can like zoom in on it. Like, wow.
Shall we? As soon as it's working, shall we do?
Yeah, I think it's a good idea.
Okay, let's do TrakLink then. So, everybody knows the idea of TrakLink by now, don't they? So the idea of TrakLink is we're going to play 3 tracks, 7:30ish, 8ish, 8:30ish, and there is a link between either the bands, between either members of the bands, or the titles of the songs, or something.
It was like last week's was.
Oh, what was? Oh, Nile Rodgers. Nile
Yep.
Rodgers. And we were talking last week, weren't we, Leah, that we wanted an excuse. One of my favourite bands, Counting Crows, and we said we need an excuse to play a Counting Crows track.
Yeah.
So we've got it now because we're doing it on TrakLink.
Yes, we are.
So this is your first TrakLink, everybody out there, which is, as I say, Counting Crows, the fantastic Mr. Jones. We could dedicate this to Mr. Jones on Board and in the Water, couldn't we?
We
So
very
if you're
much
watching Mr. Jones with your hefty wife, this is for you. Going to be big stars,
Yeah,
Mr. Jones,
man.
Counting Crows. That's
Counting
your first
Crows.
TrakLink.
Yeah, fantastic, right there. And also, like, I'll give a shout out to Katie. Katie Rose, yeah, like from way back when we used to listen to that quite a lot.
Oh,
we listened to
fantastic.
that an awful lot back when we were living in Thornbury Road.
When that album came out, that was like one of the best tracks I'd heard for a long time. Went out, bought August and everything after, which I still think is their best album for me personally. And then very, very luckily, and I've not had that since, they just happened to be on tour in I forget where it was, and we just went to see them, a group of us, and there was like about 300 people there when they'd come over before they'd sort of really done much, and they were absolutely outstanding, just in a lovely little club. Wish I could go and do that again now, but unfortunately it'd probably be the O2 Arena or something, wouldn't it now?
I don't know actually. I mean, like, where are Counting Crows right now? Right? Like, again, another band I haven't kept tabs on. Because I'm sure they're still going.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, there's some latest releases that they're still phenomenal.
Yeah, well,
they were on tour last year or the year before, so it all got a bit COVID-y.
And whilst I imagine there are lots of opportunities for stadium, I'm sure they also don't turn down doing the smaller intimate gigs, because they are well known. They were well known, at least back then. I remember, as being phenomenal in like even the smallest venue.
Yeah.
You know, so
have you heard their Over the Wire live album?
No, I have not.
I can highly recommend that. Basically, it starts, for anybody out there who wants to listen to that, it starts with just Adam Derwitz. He's like just doing the high introduction acoustic guitar, and then another guy comes in, and then he goes, "Here's my friend Charlie, give Charlie a round of applause," and the pianist comes in, and the band gradually builds behind this whole album, and it is just phenomenal.
Nice.
You know, when you get that hairs on your arm, the next level comes in, and you're just like, wow, this is fantastic.
Yeah.
And talking about that, I was just going to mention something else there, but just talking about arms and your hair standing up on your arms, we said we were going to talk about the Callywith play
Yes.
that we saw last night, and I very much had that feeling towards the end of that play when Alex, who we had in here, hi Alex, if you're listening or watching,
hi,
and we had Alex and Robin in.
Yes, we did. We had them both in.
And I went cold when he did that little performance. When can't really give any plot spoilers.
Spoiler alerts. We're going to try our absolute best not to spoil anything with this for those of you who do want to go and see it.
Because it's on again tomorrow.
It is on again tomorrow, absolutely, and tickets are still on sale for it at Eventbrite, and details for that are on the screen if you're watching over at vision.fluidrecords.co.uk. Yep, that is Friday, 24th at 7 p.m. Tickets available at Eventbrite. Let's not spoil it, but we can.
There's a particular bit that I just kind of went cold, and then the hairs stood up on my arms. There were other bits. All of the monologues. Each of the characters has their monologue. All of the monologues were outstanding. Yes. Some of them, I was almost on the brink of tears watching it at the end. I kind of caught myself. Leo's blubbing.
I was verified, I've got absolutely no qualms in admitting, because it was joyous. It was. One of the things from the first monologue to the last monologue, I was gripped. But within that first monologue, it was so good. I actually felt like alive in a way, in an odd way, and that built so much through it. And it was several times throughout. It brought tears to my eyes with
But
passion.
when the first break came up, I was like, hang on, that's what we've been watching this for an hour and a quarter, or whatever it was.
Yeah, it was so well paced. This is one of the other things. Momentum is an important factor in this performance. It's an important factor in the play, and I say that not just from the aspect of script and dialogue. I mean it in physical movement, because the physical interpretation within it, the lifts, the dances,
surprising lifts as well. But very purposeful. You know, the lifts also demonstrated parts of parts of the play. It was like, that's a really clever use of a lift, because you can visualise.
Really highlight there are the letter, Pip's letter, and and the flight to Sydney.
Yeah, well, this is
both of those were just amazing.
The choreography
that's fantastic.
The choreography with it's very, very. There's 6 people in it. There's very little stage furniture, shall we say, but the way that stage furniture is used, I'm thinking of particularly one thing, but again we won't mention the way that progresses through the play. The choreography with the chairs, the choreography with everything. I was reminded of a few years ago, my wife Andrea and myself went to see Lady in the Van. Now, I'm an Alan Bennett fan. I like an Alan Bennett play, and I like A Lady in a Van. And we went to see that at the Theatre Royal, which was a minimalistic thing. Again, it was just, I think it was Susan Hampshire or something, and we were dead keen. I'd got the tickets, watched the first half. I'm sitting there thinking, it's Lady in a Van, thinking, oh, yeah, I hope Andrea's enjoying it. We nipped out to get a drink at half time. We're shuffle. Let's go and get a drink. We get a drink, shuffle. We're halfway shuffling back to our seats, and Andrea says, "What do you think of this play?" And I said, "Oh, it's good, isn't it?" Thinking, I've got to say it's good because she's probably going to get it's really good. And she's like, "I don't like it. Should we go to the pub?" And I was like, "Thank God for that. I don't like it either." Shuffle the other way. We just literally left. And now that was a performance. I think we must have paid about 25-30 quid for a ticket. It just wasn't my bag. This last night, guys, if you haven't seen it, go and see it.
Yeah, I mean, please,
phenomenal.
Do yourselves a favour. This is a powerful, deeply emotive performance you're going to experience here, and each and every one of the cast were so equally fantastic, both individually but as an ensemble drawn together, and pulled apart in the ways they were, you know.
They're going places.
Yeah, well, I mean,
I'm looking forward to the next one. I want to see the next one. I want another one, guys. We want another one. If you're listening, Callywith, we want another one.
As a little sort of brief overview for the people out there that maybe didn't see the interview with them, which was 2 weeks ago now.
It was.
That's up on our on demand. If you do want to go check that out, you can find it on our on demand.
There you go. That's good.
And like we were talking about each one of their. So each one of it is about family in Adelaide, and you've got the mother and the father. The father's in his 60s. And retired, and the mother's a nurse, and you've got their children. Was it 2 boys and 2 girls?
Yeah.
And their youngest is just returning from Europe at the beginning of the play, with again fantastically gripping monologue. Right,
isn't it? Brilliant. I could go again on Friday. I really could go again and see that on Friday. I hope they filmed it and they're going to release it, because that would be. I was thinking it
would be so good if they had a filmed version of that.
Yeah.
But obviously you've got one daughter. I think the eldest daughter, she's in a marriage that she's not super happy with. I'm not spoiling anything. Okay. Like this. I'm just saying like this is the setups. One of the sons has managed to achieve way too much way too quick in his field, and is trying to keep up with the big boys.
Everybody, also all those 4 characters, when you look at them, you kind of think everybody knows one of those characters.
Yeah.
You know, if you don't know him, you know her. If you don't know her, you'll know the other one. You know. Yeah, exactly. And I mean, we had these. We had Robin and Alex, these students in, and when they came in,
they played the parents, Fran and
they
Bob.
Did. Alex was the father.
Alex played Bob, and Robin played.
Robin was the youngest.
Yeah.
The youngest daughter that just come back.
So, mind blank there.
But when they came in, we both said, didn't we, how competent, confident, and whatever these students were. So we kind of went. We weren't going with like low expectations. We went with high expectations because we thought this is going to be good. Yeah. But I don't think either of us appreciated how good it was going to be.
I wasn't ready for that. Like I say, by the end of it, I mean, I'm willing up now. I don't know if you can tell on camera. I'm getting a little teary-eyed just thinking back. Because, again, I didn't get bed till God knows what time last night. Poor lady driver, like, trying to sit up with me. But, like, I had to sit and process what I'd just experienced because it's thought-provoking. The performances were just so deep. Robin's final monologue was just so moving. It was just brutal. Like you say, the moment of conflict between Bob and one of the sons, that was just so amazing. Like, top quality, like better than your BBC drama style there. I could genuinely believe they were about to knock into each other hard. Like, they were so intense, the eye contact with each other, everything was just so brilliant. I could just carry on. I could wax lyrical forever because they really, really did impress from start to finish, every single step of the way. not just with the performance in the sense of the acting, but also the stage setting, like you say, the brilliant use of minimal stage items and props. With the momentum again that I'm talking about, even the stage props themselves are integrated into the movements, into the freeform dance, you could say. It's all metaphorical, it all really has a great sort of tying together, and that momentum is an important factor that I wanted to say, is that this thing takes you on a roller coaster ride, right?
It does.
And you're cruising along, and it's like this momentum, then smack!
Yeah.
And it's just,
he's welling up again. I can see it.
Yeah,
he's thinking about
it's so
it.
good.
I was going to say, even the stage hands, the behind the scenes crew came out and also helped. You know, they just didn't come out and move the stage sets. They moved the stage sets with grace as well, and they
integrated in, like I say, with the motion, with the dance, with the flow, and like I say, just that impact, bringing all of that together. All of that momentum, all of the intensity of the performance, the passion, and the flow of everything to such a crashing stop.
It is good. I was just going to say talented kids, but we can't say kids. Talented young adults, talented students.
Bona fide young adults, man. Like,
and super talented. And we did play this when they came on the show. We're going to play, this is Robin Dillnot, who, as I say, was in the play.
Hi to Robin in the chat room again. Thank you so much.
Oh, she just jumped into the chat room. Oh, she's jumped in time.
Thank you so much for a fantastic performance. Honestly, all of you. Like I say, I'm welling up again. Like, you touched this old man's heart. Anyway.
Oh, we have a little tear while we listen to Robin Dillnot sing "Half the World Away."
Yes.
That's Robin Dillnot there singing a cover version of "Half the World Away," which was originally written by Oasis. But you know what, Leo? I prefer that version to Oasis.
I
love the brushes on the snare on that. It's beautiful.
Yeah, like fantastic. Really talented person Robin is, isn't she? And like, check out the videos for them. If you actually go check out vision.fluidrecords.co.uk, the on demand for episode 4, click on that episode and there's links right there. Or you just look up on YouTube. Go to look up Robin Dillnot on YouTube, and yeah, the videos are fantastic as well. And I've got to admit, she's kind of earning a nickname with me, isn't she?
Oh, yeah, from Gladiators, but they won't know that. The students won't know that, will they?
You never know. Lightning. Like, if you watch the video, you see why. Like, this lady can do forward flips, like standing forward flips.
Like a ninja.
Yeah, like, I mean, Lightning would be hard pushed on Hang Tough against Robin, I reckon. Because he is a gymnast as well, and a skateboarder.
Yeah.
And a singer, and an actress. I was fantastically talented.
I tell you what, that brings us to, talking about singers, talented people and actresses, Dawn Lee is in the chat room.
Hello,
our famous
Dawn.
actress who, well, we don't know whether she's an actress or behind the camera scenes.
And a shout to Jay Gregodi in the chat room. Crazy proud of you, Robin.
Yeah, so hi to Jay Gregodi.
And very justified to be so.
Saz and Monty Tom. Monty Tom says yo 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 from the Isle of Wight. That's
yo.
We got a top tip from Monty Tom. He's already sent in. I was chatting to him earlier this week.
Excellent.
And also, talking of talented people, look who's dropped into the bottom. Mr. Tony Black himself.
Tony Black is here, baby.
And you know what, Leo? Tony Black's been in touch last week, and judging by what he's written about in this, he may be close to home. Tony. Ooh. So I'm wondering whether we could finally get the great author and the man himself in.
Could this be Return of the Black? Oh, Return of the Black. All right, Return of the Black. You know that he'd be back.
Tiny Blick.
Tiny Blick.
Tiny Blick. That'd be his. But he seems to be, obviously anybody that's familiar with Tony Black, he's surfer, he's a writer, he's an author, and he did Hidden Wonders. Oh, there's Hidden Wonders. That's one of his books.
Yeah,
but he had a foray into a novel, which we've also got. I think Leo's. You finished that now, haven't you?
Seagulls. Seasons of Seagulls.
You finished that one, I think.
Yeah, absolutely fantastic.
That's a banger, that is.
Yeah.
Well, we should do a review of that.
Don't forget Book of the Year, Waterstones.
It was.
Yeah.
But he sent us in a poem, so it looks like he's having a foray into poetry. It is untitled, and I didn't know if it's all right with Tony. Oh, look, he's put lads. Here he goes, look, lads. Maybe we could run a contest to see if any of the listeners can come up with a title, if that's all right with Tony, although I don't know whether he might want to, obviously, he owns it. But have a listen, see what you think of this. This is Tony Black. As I say, he's a photographer and author. This is his first foray into poetry, and gives me the feeling that he may be a little bit closer to home. So I shall read this. I'll do my best to read it in a nice poetry voice, Tony. Hope this does it justice. How calm the rippling of water, how melancholic the passing of water, half twixt land and sky. How melancholic the rough current of water, gone the land underfoot, now the splash forever down. How sad, how triste, this ocean twixt Newquay and Cork, not a big ocean, but bigger than you and me, but it is not unforgiving. So let us stay a while here, replete in the clemency of water, swaddled in towel, but not too big, replete in wetsuit, gloves and boots. My hair is wet now. Cold strands of my lower hair keep my neck wet. Heck, it's cold, but the sun warms me and water leaves. I think that's very good, Tony. So that's potentially where he's going now. We need to...
That touched me like so much of Tony's work. That touched me in such a deep...
I think Tony touches a lot of people, Leo.
Special.
I think he's. I think he touches a lot of people, Tony.
He does. He does. He certainly touches me. You remember every morning when I get up and I feel him in me, and I stare in the mirror and go, "Today, you're Tony Black." Every day, mate.
I did read. I mean, I think he does a lot also for schools and students. I mean, I know I've heard he did go into a local school in Plymouth, and I think he touched a lot of the students as well. So, yeah, thank you, Tony. That's absolutely fantastic.
Can I give another little pardon me, shout out to the Diddly D's.
Of course you can.
Deal nuts.
You crack on.
Again, they're all over us tonight. Thank you so much. We've just got your mail about merch, which we'll talk about later. Thank you. They want merch.
We want merch.
We want merch from the Diddly D's. So thank you so much. We will talk a bit more about that in a little bit.
Yeah, merch shop's going to be opening up relatively soon, isn't it?
Yes.
Should we have a Tuny Pops?
I think it's a good idea to have a Tuny Pops.
Let's go. It's going down.
What a track right there, man.
That's a banger, that is.
Banger. Yes.
Just after that, just saying, I'm going to give a quick shout out actually to talking about bangers. Hope these don't go bang, because I've just bought a lovely set of tyres from Affordable Tyres.
Oh, nice.
Down on Miller Business Park off Station Road.
Yeah, just opposite our lovely Glyn
opposite our printers.
Yes. Our t-shirt and merch printers. Yeah.
Our merch printers. Merch shop open. Watch this space. 7 to 10 days.
About 7 to 10 days, yeah.
So you can order your merch. Anybody that's watching, listening, we'll don't worry about that. We will be massively promoting the merch.
Yes. We certainly will.
So don't worry about it. I turned up in some merch at Callywith.
Indeed, yeah.
Yesterday, and I think Tracy said she was after a hat.
Yes.
Robin and Alex, of course, got their caps.
Yes.
So
because obviously we only had item 001
we
for
did.
Robin in the first week, but yesterday we
Alex
managed to deliver
002.
Well, 3 because you're shut.
Oh yes. Sorry, terribly sorry. I've not kept track.
So
I went down to Affordable Tyres. They've got a big sticker that hopefully they're putting up down there. That's Tony and Hagen. Hi to Tony and Hagen down there. Hagen also playing in a metal band. We said we might get him in if he can get his mates together and we put him in the acoustic cave.
Yeah. Hey, acoustic metal session like Korn's MTV.
And also Psychosocial by Slipknot with the banjo version, which is pretty good. Leo.
Sorry, it was Slipknot. I was thinking Korn, sorry.
But they do new and part worns down there, and I got a full set on my car of part worn tyres. And when I say part worn, they weren't really part worn. I think they get them off Hagen was saying like track cars. So when they've tested a car around the track and they've driven it around the track twice, they take the tyres off and put it in the showroom, and Tony and Hagen get the tyres. So they are virtually brand new. And I got them, Leo, for silly money. So a big shout out to Affordable Tyres. If you need your tyres, get down there. Let's hope they don't go bang. The TrakLink machine's gone to sleep.
Well, you just give that little twiddle. You know, that little knobbler. Give it a little twiddle.
How dare it? Because I was just about to say TrakLink. It's almost time for this machine is honestly it's all over itself.
Doing that job. Great.
Time for another TrakLink. Doesn't the time jolly well just fly by?
It just flies right on by, man.
And coming up after TrakLink, my all-time favourite part of every show that we do.
Naturally.
Tipple
of the week.
Coming up after. It's coming up after this one.
Or should I say, glug glug.
What do we have? TrakLink. Counting Crows, Mr. Jones.
Yes, we did.
Second TrakLink, Robin Schultz. Sugar. Oh,
Okay, so shout out to anyone that's saying that they're having some buffering issues. I am just adjusting the bandwidth, so bear with us just 1 second if I do that. And you may see the video skip a little bit, but hopefully it will come back.
it'll sort itself out.
Yes, sorry.
Monty Tom has just said that they're on the Isle of Wight at the moment, and they had their own tipple of the day, Mermaid Gin, on the Isle of
so
Wight.
let me just scroll back up a bit.
which
Sorry
sounds good.
to anyone that we might have missed your
Yeah.
messages just there. Let's go back a bit and just say, there we go. Yeah, so
Yeah,
Mermaid
recommended-
Distillery. Yes.
Recommended by Fiona and available in most supermarkets. Dawn Lee saying the buffering's bad in Fiji, and she missed Mr. Black's poem. Well, maybe Mr. Black will have to chase you around to Fiji and give you a copy of the poem personally.
I thought you were going to say something
Give
else
you
then,
one.
but yeah. Got there in the end. Never know, maybe Tony will too.
Yes, Saz and Monty Tom, same here, Dawn, and we're only in the Isle of Wight. Trey Yellow's dropped in. Hi, Trey Yellow. Won a car sticker last week, of course. Trey Yellow, or was it the week before?
The week before it was. So it was the week before. Yeah.
So, my favourite time of the night.
It is your favourite time of the night, indeed, yeah.
It's going to
I
be...
think I know what time that is.
I know what time it is.
It's going to be Tipple of the Week. Glug, glug.
Oh, and what have we got in today for Tipple of the Week? There's a little bit of a backstory with you with this, isn't there? So I should allow you really to introduce it.
Oh, should I? Should I really?
Absolutely.
So yeah, like this is going out to all my Bristol crew. A big shout outs to
Bristol Massive.
Scylla and Holly. Holly used to start doing her driving lessons and apparently having great fun, so good luck with them. Hope it all goes well. Amazing to think like she's that old now. Because the story behind this is that I used to, again, we mentioned this before, I used to run and work in a lot of pubs over the years.
Yeah.
And one of them was the fantastic John Cabot in Corn Street in Bristol with Kian and Scylla. Big up everyone. And one of the things that was great about that was ordering in your own beers, and I would use TBS Waverley, hello to the TBS crew, and a little bit of InBev, but mainly TBS, because they would supply me with Bristol's own 45 years, I think they've been open now.
That's a long
frothy,
time.
deep, flavoursome Buckham. Buckham, yes, you all thought it was fake, you all thought it didn't exist, but it does exist. We have here some Buckham Original, and this is...
Which we're going to be sampling imminently.
Yes, this is frequently what's... Because you got upsell, obviously, you've always got upsell when you're working in the bar, so it'd be like, you know, you could try this Peter Monosoir made with coriander, which they don't make anymore, or you could try this lovely, chilling, cool, fresh Buckham. And 90% of the time they go for the Buckham.
Who doesn't like a frothy big mouth of Buckham?
Yeah, well, the interesting thing with this one as well is there's no ring.
Leo.
Oh my god.
Hope the college students have tuned out.
Big shout to all the Callywith crew.
There is...
Well, like you say, there's nothing quite like a frothy Buckham. But like I say, there's no ring on this one.
There isn't.
There's no ring, so
I've got to decap it.
decap.
So let's go on the mic as normal and see what she sounds like. Oh,
Ooh,
a little gasp.
yeah, yeah.
And
Little gasp.
we're in.
Hug. Is that a fake gasp? I
Now,
hear?
now we haven't gone for a bottle each here because there's several. So and also we have to get a bit nosy, don't we?
Yes.
So do you want first pour?
Okay. Pardon me, sorry. This is where it all starts cracking up, is it? Every single week. I mean, we started.
We haven't even
early.
had the tipple yet.
No, I know. We started losing it early. I think it's because we're tired. Because yeah, that was one hell of a performance last night. I'm still not fully recovered. I'm still processing. But
Hang on. Let's get some butt cum.
certainly malty.
I wonder if this will outstay its welcome. Chin chin.
It's rich on the nose.
Sorry, you're gonna have to take...
Malty. Slightly
God,
nutty.
Get a grip, Neil. Right.
Slightly nutty.
Oh, is it? Yeah, I think I feel a bit. Right, let's have a go. Let's have a look at it.
Try to do that in that direction, away from the mixing desk, man. You know what? Tipple of the
God.
week is
Shall we
probably
just
one
play
of
a
the most
record?
dangerous things
Oh my
to
God,
do
right.
in a recording studio, man.
Let's play a song.
Yeah.
There's a lot going on that song, isn't there?
Yeah.
Thank the Lord. It distracted us from Tipple of the week very quickly.
Well,
I think this one outstayed its welcome on the. I think this one's outstayed its welcome before we'd even got the top off the bottle. To be fair, but it is rich and malty.
it's definitely rich, deep, malty, lingers on
Don't
the
start
palate.
because I'll go again. I've just about composed myself.
It does linger on the palate. It does linger.
It
on
does
the palate.
linger on the
Yeah,
palate. It does outstay its welcome.
Yeah, it's a little sticky. You know.
Pardon me, my frothy butt
You're
comes
supposed-
repeating.
You're supposed to keep it down.
Absolutely, they're supposed to swallow it.
Yummy down on this, as we played the other week.
And we've got 3 more butt comes. We're not going to review them all.
No,
but we are going to probably imbibe them all.
Yeah. So
we
we
got?
should talk about a couple of the others actually.
We could just mention it while we're. Well, should we open one of the others? I mean, I'm done with that one. I'm good to go on to the next one.
Yes, I will give you your little tip of the week. A
Shall
reminder
I
that
have,
it is Butcombe, but there are 3 others. So Butcombe has been going, I believe it is 45 years, and that's a good one to choose. So the next one Neil is going to be holding up here is Rare Breed, Adam Henson's Rare Breed, and he is a more recent addition to the Butcombe family.
Is Adam Henson the chap who's on Country File? Is that the chap who's the farmer on Country File? He's a cattle farmer.
I don't know, but
Blonde
he
hair?
is a farmer that has joined
think he
the
is, you
Butcombe
know.
family, and
He looks like he likes a Butcombe.
yeah, well, I mean, considering he's producing so much Butcombe, I would imagine that you at least consume a little bit yourself.
I'm gonna.
But you got to be careful because you don't want to like drink all your own profits.
No,
Yeah.
all your own Butcombe.
Yeah, exactly.
But, here we
It could
go.
leave you quite like low on potassium.
Oh, that's a little gasp there as well from Henson.
Tiny gas. Yeah, I don't think it's not
I can
exactly.
picture him out in the fields.
It's not super carbonated at all. It doesn't have an awful lot of fizz. It's not like fizzy Butcombe.
No. Don't do that and then take a mouthful. That's dangerous. Fizzy Butcombe. Mouthwash. I'm just going to have a quick sip of this Rare Breed. We're not going to linger on the Butcombe.
It does roam
this
around the
week.
mouth rather.
A roam around the
does
mouth.
roam around the mouth.
Let's have a try. I'm going to have a quick sip of the Rare Breed and then we're going to talk about something else, hopefully.
Can I also just give a shout out to everyone out there that was saying about the oh, he's gone, ladies and gentlemen. He has found it.
Can't take the Butcombe
Yeah,
seriously.
unfortunately, he has just
Well, I'm just gonna-
ejected Butcombe all over my legs.
I'm just going to put that down.
Put that down for a minute.
Oh, Christ.
Not
Right,
that,
sorry.
not given the content we're putting out right this minute, anyone would care. But is the buffering stopped out there, guys? Let me know in the chat rooms.
Hopefully it's
Let me
buffering.
know at the chat rooms.
grief.
Vision.fluidrecords.co.uk or fm.fluidrecords.co.uk. I have changed the bandwidth. Hopefully, we're coming through loud and clear now.
I hope so.
You know, the thing is as well, one of the other effects of
No.
imbibing a large amount of Butcombe is I kind of forget where we were. What was the next thing we were going to do?
I've completely forgot.
There was a plan here
I
somewhere.
formatted
honestly,
the
everyone.
show. I do format the show because
Yes.
after Tipple of the Week it could all go horribly wrong, or during even as would seem to be. The next thing that we were going to do is I was going to just mention Monty Tom's latest top tip for a tip-top garden.
Monty Tom's
Because
top
Monty
tips.
Tom's also put in a song request, so we'll have a Monty Tom's
Fantastic.
top tip for a tip-top garden.
Monty Tom.
And
Do you want me to give a little shout out while you're doing it, or are you all good?
no, you carry on. Yeah, you carry on and do what you want to do. I'll go on to a little bit
No,
more of Adam
no.
Henson's Rare Breed.
No, it's all right. Go for it. Go for the Monty Tom. I
Are
can
we
say
on?
yeah, because these might go better with what we'll talk about in a minute. But
Oh, okay. Well, Monty
Yeah.
Tom's in the chat room as well. So
and
hopefully
hello,
he's listening,
yes,
so.
yeah. So Monty Tom's top tips.
Well, last week, anybody listening, we were talking about water features. Do you remember we were talking about water features?
Where you can't move for water features. Yeah.
Well, I was going to say back in the heady days of Ground Force and programs harbouring known criminals like Handy Andy. Allegedly.
Now that's a name that aged like milk in the sun.
Oh, I know. Allegedly, obviously.
Allegedly, yeah.
So we challenged Monty Tom to explain to our listeners and viewers how to achieve that most wondrous of features in their very own substandard back gardens. And once more, Monty Tom has risen to the challenge. Cheers, Monty Tom.
Yes,
so
indeed.
Here we go.
In fact, I will toast your rising to the challenge with some butt cum. When you rise.
Don't get me going when I'm trying to do this. This is quite complicated
Cheers.
as well,
Cheers.
listeners and viewers. You need to concentrate on this because Monty Tom's gone technical on your ass.
Oh.
Okay.
Oh, getting detailed
Firstly,
now.
he says you need to decide on positioning and the size of the. the size of the feature. Leo's gone now. He's got nowhere to spit. He's got a mouthful of butt cum and he's looking like I don't know.
This was a bad idea.
I know, we're not going to do Tipple of the Week next week.
We will. We'll just
we
do
won't
something
do
that's
that.
so goddamn obvious.
Right, where was I? So you got to, should we do Monty Tom a bit later? No, right.
No,
come on.
let's go.
So you need to decide on the positioning and size of the feature and how to provide the water source, pump and subsequent drainage of the feature. Once this is sorted, Monty Tom, right, composed now, Monty Tom recommends digging a hole with a right-handed spade, laying a stone base to seat the pump, backfilling after connecting to water outlet through a 3/4 nozzle sprocket. Lower the pipework through a pre-positioned small diameter residual drain plug, set with cork above the level of the previous levelled stone, removing any first layer foundation residue so as not to upset the valve return release that has been set at level 2. Take a pre-drilled bezel of your chosen diameter to fit on top of the return spray jet, taking care to sight this away from any electrical junctions that may be needed when you connect the pre-pump flange to the operated mini turbine. Leo's gone. Once the 4th level gusset spring has been preloaded to a correct
Is this like a hurdy-gurdy? Are you making this up?
pre-known tension, the filler bag can be positioned outside of the base level water return so as to save water and remain compliant with health and safety regulation 14002.
You gotta stay compliant with that, man.
You have to be compliant. Set the activator switch on a convenient wall, press go, and hey presto. You are the envy of the estate with a gurgling water feature set to piss off even the most amiable of neighbours within hours. Failing that, Monty Tom says that after weaving his way home after a heavy session down the Lamb and Flag on Friday with works colleagues, he can pretty much guarantee he'll be providing a water feature in many a garden on the way home, though maybe not one that's been asked for. Thanks, Monty Tom. He's on the Isle of Wight. We have a little footnote, and Monty Tom would also like to add that he has written this whilst on holiday with his wife Sarah on the Isle of Wight. Yep. And would we please ask the old lady in the lodge opposite to shut the bloody blind when she's using the toilet? We've seen saggy tit, arsehole, and a bit of her flange, as opposed to one used on any water feature. Thanks, Monty Tom. More from him next week.
You know,
if he hasn't been arrested for public exposure.
You know what would go great with that view?
What's that?
A tasty
butt cum. And you know where they visited?
No.
They went to the model village. This is for Monty Tom. It's a rowdy tune from Monty Tom.
Yeah.
Down in the model village, eh?
Yeah.
I like that though. I like Idols. They're a good band.
Yeah, real good.
Yeah, they're doing some good stuff at the moment.
Yeah.
We saw some good musicians, didn't we, on Tuesday? Down at where was it? Devonport High School for Boys.
It was indeed. Yes. We've got a massive shout out to Cameron and James and
there was Cameron James. There was what was his name? It was a funky bass player.
Yes, unfortunately, it was one of the things with meeting so many people in like 2 short days.
Because there was 2 Camerons. There was one Cameron who was one of the lads drumming. Cameron was teaching him. The drummer was James, the tutor.
Yep.
But a great bunch of guys doing a great job to involve children in playing music from 7 years old to 18.
Yes.
And the lovely Barry, the caretaker, who gave us a history lesson on the Devonport College, which is Devonport High School for Boys, which is fantastic.
It's a fantastic building, really beautifully made, for the Crimean War. So it's still standing from then, and it was most fascinating how it used to have a river running by it.
Yeah.
And that river has since drained, and it's drained in actually a fairly short space of time, isn't it? I think
Yeah,
he was saying
'cause
since the 50s or
Did
something.
Barry
it's
say
drained.
that he was born? I think he was born in 67 or 68, and he said when he was a lad, it was still
A
a,
little bit
river.
there. Yeah.
And now they've
Yeah.
got astroturfs,
and football pitches and such
and
there,
all
yeah.
sorts, haven't they?
Yeah, so that was interesting. But even more interesting was getting in to meet the guys at The Rock Project, which is the title of the project. And it is a national project, but it's sort of franchised in local areas. And I mean, this is quite funny, really, isn't it? Like, so he's based in Exeter. Is Cameron, isn't he?
Yeah, Cameron's the Exeter arm, so to speak.
And as the keen followers of our show would know, who else is in Exeter right now but my long-term production partner, best man, best friend, Dominic, and his wife Eliza, and their son, and they have twins on the way in just a couple of weeks now, so good luck, hope it all goes well. But, I mean, the synchronicity thing just gets insane, doesn't it? Because
for the last 2 weeks, every time we've done something or mentioned something or seen something, it's just immediately cropped up somewhere else, and we've never maybe mentioned these things before or what have you.
No,
have we?
it's this thing that I like to call quantum linking, so I told Dominic that we'd been up and seen these fantastic people, and like Cameron and the kids, and they did brilliant rendition of Seven Nation Army. For
I've
example.
just got that up. We're going to play it.
Fantastic! Yeah, because like they had like 4 drummers at one point, all going, and they were good, like all in sync, like better than Iron Maiden on that comeback tour.
All young as well. The drummers, weren't they? They were the younger element of that group, and Leo and myself, who both play drums. I mean, we at one point, you were right. They got 3, and I said I can barely keep myself in time, let alone having to play along to somebody else in time at about 1/5 of my age.
Yeah. But so I'd mentioned all of this to Dominic, and of course he then sends me a message literally minutes this morning, minutes later, and goes, well, guess what's just parked up right outside my house? And this is actually on my phone. This is the actual picture right outside their gaff in Exeter, and that is the Rock Project, and that is Cameron right there,
Cameron right
next door. So how amazing is that, huh?
It is mental.
It's mental, yeah.
It is mental. And I was going to say, we've started following Cameron Mills on our Instagram page. And
yes,
for those of you,
we have an Insta now,
I was going to say, those who aren't following us, if you get onto @Phluid Records, Robin's been a great ambassador for this as well, back at Callywith.
And
the college
thank
are
you,
really
Robin,
helping.
as well. Yeah, like thank you everyone at the college, and Alex and Robin and everyone. Like you guys have been really feeding a lot of stuff. Like
they're getting us up there, and I've just loaded up a picture of Tina B down at Carnbarger. She runs the lavender farm down there, and I've just loaded up one of her photos because she also has a slot on Radio Newquay, and we're all kind of sharing everybody else's pages and following one another. So jump on the @Phluid Records for Instagram. And whilst we were talking about, before we sneak in our third and final TrakLink, I was just going to I've just googled it, and it's funny Leo mentioned these lads and lasses down at the Devonport High School for Boys doing Seven Nation Army. So I thought, shall we have the White Stripes doing Seven Nation Army? Because I think these kids are going to get together and do a gig at some point.
They will be doing a performance at some point. Hopefully we might be able to get down and see that.
Well, Cameron's going to send us a couple of dates, isn't he? And he's going to come in July with a couple of the students, and they might do a little bit of a Rock Project takeover maybe, which would be quite fun.
Yeah,
but for now, let's have a little bit of the White Stripes, and then we'll come back and talk some more. That's your third TrakLink.
That is.
A Flock of Seagulls, Iran.
Yes.
It's a tune, isn't it?
That's a hairstyle right there, man.
Oh, unbelievable.
Why don't people do that anymore?
So we've had why did they do it in the first place? We've had a guest from Saz and Monty Tom on TrakLink on the chat. So that's one guest that's come in. Just to recap for anybody that's missed any of them, the first one was Mr. Jones by Counting Crows. Second one was Robin Schultz doing Sugar with Francesco What's His Face. And
I can never remember that either.
that was the last one, which was Iran by a Flock of Seagulls. So as I say, we've got a guest coming in. You can win yourself a car sticker if you get it right.
Yes.
A non-invasive anything sticker,
right
to be fair. Yeah, hold that up there for the delectation of the viewers.
You can see them dotted around the place. There's several behind me. There's one behind you, and we've also got the big old truck on that there.
And you should be able to see some of them at the moment. We know dotted around on various automobiles.
Yes, indeed, because we have already been giving away plenty of these, which is a good point. I will get those pictures up up on Facebook in the next week of the people who've already received them. Thank you for sending us your pictures. And,
Perfect.
When you do receive them, please do. Share, share, subscribe, watch, listen, engage. Let us know, and we'll get those pictures shared.
Does what it says on the tin, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Exciting news for next week as well. Siege, who, as we've said before, is, what did you call it? Engel something?
Das Engelflogen.
Das Engelflogen, which is German for Angel Wings, which is our background music, was written by Siege. His debut album comes out on Spotify on the Thursday under Siege 227, and he's going to be our featured artist for next week, is he not?
I believe so, yes, he is.
So,
it's a new feature for us, and hopefully we'll be having some more, because I've been talking to Lynn. Hello, Lynn.
Hello, Lynn. Yeah, I feel I know Lynn now. I don't, but I feel like I do.
Yeah, I go on about.
We should play her this week, definitely. She's been in the queue for 3 weeks, so let's play it tonight.
Definitely have to give her a play, because hopefully she'll be giving us a little zoom in. She'll zoom in for the featured artist, I think. So that would be great.
That'd be good. So we've got 2 featured artists. And on next Friday, My Painted Smile, my band's debut single, also comes out on Spotify.
Awesome.
So that's going to be a fun-packed week. So we'll have Siege on the Thursday. We'll play my track the next week, and we'll get Lynn zooming in. We've got Cameron hopefully coming in. We've got your friend Michael hopefully.
I need to give you a shout, Michael. Sorry, I haven't given you a shout about that yet, but I will very soon, because I know he listens. Of course he does.
Absolutely.
The CIP project, look that up for people out there who want to know more about Michael in the interim.
Your theatre group that we looked up earlier, and we're following them now on our Instagram.
Rogue Otherworld.
That's the one.
Rogue Otherworld. Massive congratulations, guys, because they won the Muddy
Stilettos.
Yay, well done.
Yeah, I saw that. That's brilliant. They look great, by the way.
Very well deserved, honestly. Their productions are fantastic, and they are held in the woods. And you know what? They got some more coming up. And they've got their summer ones coming up, in fact, and they are coming up in August. It's the 16th of August to the 3rd of September. They're going to be having Forest Days and Forest Nights.
Fantastic.
And these are in the heart of Tahiti Woods, North Cliffs.
I know exactly where they are.
They are. It's so, because the thing is, it's not just their performance. They obviously have a stage, and they have a fantastic DJ that I've got to shout out to, because he's flipping amazing. He's really, really good. And they're amazing with their performance as well. But it is set in the heart of the forest. And as you go through the forest, the whole forest has been dressed with accoutrements that are relative to the plays that they're doing. As last time I went, they had sections of the different characters from the plays with different setups for them on the way into the auditorium as such. And they are absolutely fantastic. And what would be lovely as well, because we were saying this actually, wouldn't it be really nice to get Robin and Alex, and maybe even some more of the cast and crew in for another interview after they finished because again, don't forget people, the last showing of Things I Know to Be True is this Friday, but I think it would be really nice to get them back in afterwards and talk to them about it
if they want to.
And it would be really lovely to get Rogue Otherworld in, and hey, it would be really nice to link those guys up, because
get a bit of synergy.
This is performing arts course that they're doing, and where do you go after that? Where do you go to proceed your career? Rogue Otherworld, give us a shout. We would love to maybe hook that up. Maybe something could happen there.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, I've just looked
Robin
up.
there just saying, yeah, sounds great.
Robin said, yeah,
Robin's
sounds great straight away. Well, there you go.
Brilliant.
Well, let's hook that up. Because
we will try and deal with that. And you're welcome to bring Mum as well, because we met Robin's
We did.
Fantastically proud mother, and she has every right to be.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think Claire Underwood is following, because we now follow Claire, and she's following us at our Instagram, and I think she's also involved with Rogue Otherworld.
Oh, really?
And looking at what that's resting on, I've just queued up a trumpet fanfare, because we've got a massive thank you. We've saved this kind of building up to the end for Andy Llewellyn, who has sent us the most phenomenal and amazing piece of kit. I'm going to try this. Hang on.
Mm-hmm.
There we go.
Fantastic. Huh?
Trumpet fanfare. Should we do?
Yeah.
I like that. I'm going to do that again.
Do once more, please.
I'm going to do that again. Should we leave it going? And going. What do we have, Leo?
We have this very, very special and rare item right here. And it is in this box. And this has come from Andy Llewellyn, hasn't it?
It's like Christmas comes early.
To say the very least, this is a shock and a half, because inside this box is a very special item. And honestly, when we were on our way to the boys'
college.
school, was it? It was the boys' school. Wasn't
Was it the boys'
yeah,
school?
it was the boys'
Okay.
school. When Neil said, check out this that's been sent to us," and my mind exploded, because this right here, this is a rare item, I would say as well. This right here is an Axis 49 from Andy Llewellyn.
It is.
And he designed this, and this is a interesting musical instrument. So you see all the hexagons on here, okay? These correspond to keys, and you have all of the white keys are normals, and all of the black keys are sharps or flats.
Like on a piano, black keys, white keys?
Very much so.
Okay.
Then you've got these blue keys as well, which I believe are Ds, if I recall correctly. And you can play chords. It goes obviously in this perspective here.
Do you know what that reminds me of a little bit? It's like the end of an accordion.
Well, this is actually one of the things that, thank you, Dominic, as well, again, because I mentioned this to Dominic, and within minutes he's like, yeah, like, I checked out this sound review of it. As one of the things they pointed out was it has a keyboard layout that is very similar to an accordion.
Oh, there you go.
And
You
you
heard it here
can
first.
play triangular groups like that, 3 triangular groups left or right. And I think, if I remember right, is if you play the 3 triangle in the right direction, it will be a major chord, and if you play the 3 triangles in the left direction, it will be a minor chord.
And of course, classically trained pianist Leo instantly knows how this thing works.
Well, yeah, like, so it has a USB, and that fella just goes straight into your PC or Mac, and it's class compliant, it's completely plug and play. You jam that bad boy in there, and you start using your DAW to make some sick beats, bruv. And I am super keen to check this out, actually. Didn't quite have enough time to set it up for this week, but we are going to...
We're going to turn this into a feature, aren't we? This is going to be a competition.
Possibly in 2 ways, actually, if I'm smart about this, because one thing I realised with this is a MIDI compliant, clock compliant unit. I was thinking about using it to trigger our video like switches and scenes, but also the main thing we are going to start doing with this is a feature we originally planned as something else, wasn't it?
Yes, if a lot of people might remember an old school program which was called Name That Tune, where people would give a clue to a record.
I thought it was so sweet earlier as well. But Neil was like, "Oh, you probably wouldn't remember this." You think I'm so young? That's sweet.
But it's a little bit like, I think the modern equivalent now of Name That Tune is Hurdle, isn't it? Where you get the Hurdle app, so you hear one note, 2 notes. And Leo is hopefully going to turn Name That Tune into WTF Is That, and play some popular tunes that you may recognise on the Axis.
Yep.
And then you can get into the chat room and you can say if you know what those tunes are. So this Axis is hopefully going to feature on each show
quite regularly, and probably in my tunes as well, and performance, because again, this is really special. I've really got to give a massive shout out to Andy for this. This is a really special.
It is exciting when
I'm
it turned
not
up.
joking. This is a rare item, and I am certainly going to use this as much as I possibly can. And obviously, along with our other donors, he goes up on the donors page.
He's up on the Andy, you are up on the donors page if you go to Phluid
indeed.
FM on the shortcut or wherever you can get
well,
to that.
actually, because this gives us a good opportunity to mention our new site at the same time, doesn't it?
It does. We segue into these things as if it's actually scripted.
Yeah, one would think so, wouldn't they? But right here, if you're watching us on vision.fluidrecords.co.uk or Twitch, you will see our brand new Phluid FM website is online. And you've got our player up at the top there, which is very easy for you to just tune straight in. And then right underneath that, you've got your click here to chat with the studio. You just click there and pop, it opens up. And also, we've got new shows on the way. We'll come back to that in a minute. But if I just go to your little hamburger bar and jump on over to Phluid Crew, you'll find our donations page, and there it is right there. So if any of you did feel like you might want to help us keep producing these shows and help us grow, then do feel free to pop over there. Donations are all handled by PayPal, and you will certainly go up on the Wall of Fame here, along with Paul Squant's and Annie Llewellyn. So
And
thank you very much.
Thank you. And we're going to go to Lynn Rajar and play I Thank You.
Ah, fantastic.
And this is for Dominic, but also for Paul and for Andy. Your friend Lynn, I thank you. Crikey O'Reilly, that caught me out. Yeah. Brilliant, Lynn.
Well, it's interesting that actually, because like this is one of the things I was hoping we'd talk to Lynn about, is like the shortness of the tunes thing. This will be something we come back to in a future show. Well, Lynn's show hopefully, because she does release like shorter tunes, and this is something we were discussing a couple of times.
About the revolution of Spotify.
Yeah, the shorter tunes on Spotify thing, but that's for another show. So stay tuned, and when Lynn Raja show comes up, we'll talk to her about that as well. Because,
very, very quickly, for everybody listening, and also for my benefit, what's your input on that song? Did you produce it?
No, so the Lynn Raja actually recorded and produced that tune entirely on an iPhone 13, I believe it was.
Okay.
And at the beginning of this year, literally as the dust hadn't even settled in the control room here, setting everything up, and she asked if I could engineer and master it, mix and master it.
Right, so she recorded it and wrote it, and you engineered it.
Yeah. So like that was the thing. Like, this is all recorded on GarageBand on an iPhone, and she sent it over the web, and I did remote service on it. And mixed and mastered it. Little bit of additional production on it, but just mainly mixing production. Like, I didn't have any.
Okay. And where is Lynn? Is she Bristol?
Lynn is London.
Oh, London.
Lynn is
okay.
London, and she's been a great follower and great friend to Phluid over the years. We did. I did a music video for her. Recorded her first EP, I think it was, Travel Tales at the Plank Studio, which I mentioned last week. With, with a cafe with Noel Rogers.
We have links. We have synchronicity through our own shows, don't we?
Yes, yeah. And I mean, again, I'd just love to say a massive thank you to Lynn for sticking with us for all these years, because like she's a fantastically talented musician in so many ways, and it's always an absolute pleasure to work on her stuff. So yeah, that was the first thing out of this studio right here.
That's fantastic. Does Lynn like a quiz?
I believe she does like a quiz very much.
Do you think she's watching or listening, or she'll listen back if she's not able to watch at the moment?
But before you get into that quiz, I just want to give another quick shout from the chat there.
Yeah, go on.
Shouts to Claire Underwood, because thank
Claire.
you, Robin, for relaying her thanks. And again, thank you guys, all of you. Like we really appreciate it, but you guys really you done a fantastic job, and you touched us very deeply with your amazing performance. All of you have worked so hard on it in the last 6+ months, so thank you very much. I just wanted to respond to that straight away, because thank you, Claire.
And anybody that's in the chat room now, you can all do a quiz. And what do you get if you get the quiz questions correct? You get a sticker.
Yes, indeed. Yes, we have expanded this. You now can get a sticker with this.
Because
at first we were being stingy, weren't we?
We were being a bit stingy, weren't we? Now we're just giving them away.
Yeah,
literally.
Well, if you again, tax reasons.
Yeah, we got some more coming in as well, haven't we?
Yeah, so we really need to shift
and
these
the merch shop's going to be open, so everybody who wants to buy merch next week, we'll probably have a little thing up on that, and we'll be promoting that like Billio.
Yes,
we're tucking in. We're in our third Buttcombe at the moment, aren't we? It's Buttcombe. It's going down smooth.
Yes, dude. Hail to the king, baby. That Buttcombe goes down real smooth.
It does go down real smooth. Robin Dillnot's put in a dancing cat.
Yes, we've got the dancing cat.
Feisty cat.
Hail,
okay.
Baby.
Fingers on the buzzers.
Steel. Sorry, I was just going off my Duke there. Yeah, go for it.
You've had too much Buttcombe. Fingers on the... Crikey.
Right, fingers on buzzers, everyone. Let's get ready for
We're going to have a quick
quiz.
Then we're going to have the Tower Tay with Technova for a bit of thinking time, because that's like a chilled out thinking tune.
For thinking too.
And then you're going to be straight back with the answers. So I don't want any excuses, Dawn Lee or Monty Tom about... Oh, Dawn Lee's had a guess on the TrakLink.
Yes, okay.
Yes, okay. So Monty Tom and Dawn Lee are both coming in with the same guess, actually.
Yeah.
But we'll be revealing that within the next few minutes.
Yep, don't forget to jump into the chat and let us know.
So that's that sorted. Get your fingers on the buzzers, Dawn and Monty Tom. Question number 1. What colour are the 4 stars on the flag of New Zealand? What colour are the 4 stars on the flag of New Zealand? Question 2. How many individual squares make up a chessboard? Question 3. Multiple choice. Everybody loves a bit of multiple choice. The word pizza in Italian means A. Dish, B. Tart, C. Pie. So in Italian, does the word pizza mean dish, tart, or pie? Which colour jersey is worn by the winners of each stage of the Tour de France? And question number 5, how is the singer and actress Destiny Hope Cyrus better known? They're quite easy and quick. There you go. So what are the what colour are the 4 stars on the flag of New Zealand? How many individual squares make up a chessboard? In Italian, does pizza mean dish, tart, or pie? What colour jersey is won by the Tour de France stage winner of each stage? And Destiny Hope Cyrus is better known as what? And while you ponder, as Glenn ponder, those questions, here's Tech Nova.
There you go, bit of Tower Tay there.
It's cheeky, that.
It's a great track, and another one of those ones. I'll be sending that one out to Dom and Eliza. That's a little dedication there, because Dom, correct me if I'm wrong, buddy, but we had a demo tape of that, didn't we? I think that down a little more. Yeah, we had a demo tape of this track. Dominic and I have a lot of demo tapes, actually. Well, Dominic,
where are they?
definitely
Where are
has a
these
lot.
demo tapes?
Dominic is pretty much like the edge of U2 for me and Dominic.
Oh, okay.
I mean that in a good way. He knows what I'm talking about. You know what I'm talking about.
The edge.
Master tapes, innit? Like Dominic and I, because we had such a shared collection and we worked together so much, he will regularly contact me and go, hey, check out this. I just found like a dump of tons of awesome old tunes I've not, like, what happened to that? So yeah.
I love digging out an old tape.
Yeah, but this was one of them. We did have a series of demo tapes, and I think, if I remember right, wasn't one of them Supergrass? I think one of them was Supergrass, and one of them was the Stereophonics, and another one was Placebo. And that one in particular was so good because it was one of their tunes, the really popular tunes, like hit #1, and the original demo was way better because their drummer, which you wouldn't know from listening to Placebo, shouty to Prouty for that Placebo track that he played.
Oh yeah,
last
should give a
night,
shout out
actually.
to Steve Prout, who's
Yeah,
second
yeah.
week this week.
Well, he actually played Placebo remix of something or a cover of something, and that was interesting. But yeah, like the drummer, you wouldn't know he's actually amazing because on that demo, the original version of that tune that went to #1 was fantastic. The version they released was massively pared down. I see you just cropped up there, like you can see people jumping in with answers.
I can. Sorry, I was letting you just you're just talking. You talked. I'm just checking the feed while we're coming in because we've got the quiz questions also. Vic, is that Vic D?
Vic D.
Vic D's come in and said question 1 is white. Vic D. But Dawn Lee,
Yeah, she's coming in with some.
insanely on quiz questions.
She loves her quizzes.
She does.
Really does. Yeah.
I'm going to say the answers to the quiz. What colour are the 4 stars on the flag of New Zealand?
So we're doing the answers.
Yeah.
This is the answers to the
What do you think,
quiz,
Leo?
the quick quiz.
Dawn Lee says red.
Yes, I'm going to agree with her on that one.
Well, she's right.
Yeah.
How many individual squares make up a chessboard?
64.
64 is
she's right on
correct.
that one.
In Italian, the word pizza means dish, tart, or pie. Dawn Lee has said pie.
Mm-hmm.
It is pie.
Yeah.
Yellow for the jersey, and yeah, Destiny Hope Cyrus is Miley Cyrus.
Yes.
So Dawn Lee, she's won about 3 car stickers now.
Yeah,
you can't have
no.
another one, Dawn, unless you're literally wrapping your bonnet in them.
Well, of course, because we sent the other one to her because Tony didn't catch up with her, innit?
Well, no, but so Tony's still got one. He needs to give to Dawn.
One of the things is as well is it doesn't matter how many you win because you got friends, you got families. Get them out there. Slap them on.
Yep. Get them out there. Get them out there. Get them out there.
Peel, wet, stick. Get in there.
Whilst we're on answers, I'm also going to give out the answer to
TrakLink.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, you're going to do it.
To
TrakLink. Man, we're on point. We're on point this week with the TrakLink.
Oh, the TrakLink machine's insane.
Yeah,
Anybody
it's
go
giving
at
it,
Phluid Records on Instagram and check out a picture of the TrakLink machine.
Yeah, it's going to go up.
It does do other things. I know it does other things, but it's now going to forever
Well, I
just be
say
called the
that was
TrakLink
actually
machine.
like my primary DJing deck for years and years and years until.
Well, it does this as well, Leo. It does this.
Phluid FM.
Yeah.
It does that. Yeah.
Yep. We got a
It
couple
also
more of
it does this.
Yeah.
Okay. There's a couple of long ones, but it also does this.
Exclusive.
Beautiful.
Oh,
Oh,
so
yeah.
it's not only the TrakLink machine, but it is.
And now it's playing everything.
Now it's gone bananas. Right, okay. So
Fantastic.
did we have some guesses? We had 2 guesses, I think. We had Monty
Yeah.
Tom came in and said the TrakLink was birds.
Yes.
And Dawn Lee came in and said the track that was birds. And
yep.
it was because the bands were Robin Schultz, Counting Crows, and a flock of seagulls.
Which
So,
was
yeah.
funny as well the other day when you sent it over to me and said, "Oh, how's this for TrakLink?" And I was like, it took me a couple of minutes because again I went off on my tangent. It's like producers, band members, and it was like, wait, birds. So I was like, okay, flock of seagulls, birds, Counting Crows, birds. What the hell is this Robin one?
Yeah,
I was like,
sugar.
Yeah, the good
Yeah.
lady driver just looked at me and went, Robin. I was like, yeah, like who's this Robin Schultz guy? Like Schultz ain't a bird. And she's like, Robin.
Once again,
Yes.
Rob, how much sleep had you had?
Not much actually.
There you go.
I'm slowly clawing some back here and there. But actually, that also brings me on to one thing we mentioned last week. So you remembered this weird synchronicity where last week we started with Monster Magnet. Track 2.
Oh, yes, we did.
Fantastic track. And we also played Cecil and The Most Tiring Day. And we were talking about how you didn't think anyone else knew who Monster Magnet was. And I was in exactly the same boat that I know very few people who know Monster Magnet other than through me.
Yeah.
And I was talking about something else where the music industry Soccer 6, which is now sort of evolved into Soccer Aid.
Soccer Aid.
Yes, exactly. And it's like, interesting story.
Of course.
Because I met TerrorVision.
Well,
who you also love.
TerrorVision, yes, who was the only person who thought
Yeah.
it. And Loud, we mentioned, and you knew Loud.
Yes, exactly. And this is one of the things is, again, like, I can understand that for people that haven't worked in the scenes that myself or Dominic or others have worked in, like, behind the scenes in the music industry, it can be kind of hard to believe. Oh, yeah, of course you have. It's basically that roadie from Wayne's World 2.
Yeah.
So there we are at 2 in the morning with Ozzy Osbourne and Tony Iommi sorting M&Ms into separate jars so that he can have only brown ones. It turns into that. But
This is a true story.
Yeah, I have something here you're going to like, which comes from that very day. That very day when, once again, I apologise, Tony, for spilling the beer on your wife's dress, because even better than that...
Hang on. Oh, no, it's gone.
No? Did you have a bell? Did you have the bell? Because I was going to set this up this week, actually, for every time so Neil last week said that every time that I drop a name, he's going to have a bell. I'm sorting that. I will have a button for you next week, hopefully, where you can just press it, and it will make the perfect clang. What you got? There we go. Name
There's
drop
your bell.
alarm. Name drop alarm.
I want one of those. That's rubbish.
No,
I want one
I
of
was
those ones
thinking-
where you go into a hotel and you just go ding.
Yeah,
Waiter.
well, I was actually thinking more like an I-beam dropping from a great height, just clang.
Yeah,
like
there
name
you go.
drop. So yeah,
Did I name drop the bass thing earlier?
Yeah. Well, I mean, here's the thing. So yeah, like from that day, after spilling beer on his wife's dress, this here is Shaving Peaches by TerrorVision.
Oh.
Signed by Tony, if I can get it. There we
I
are.
can see it.
There's Tony.
You owe me 35 quid for my wife's
Yes,
Right,
yes,
okay.
exactly. Yeah, so you
Is
have a
the,
look.
is the dry
Have a
cleaning?
look and verify. That is Tony from TerrorVision.
It looks very much like your writing, Leo.
Yeah, a lot of people say that, except that my writing has a very particular style to it, and that's definitely not it. But no, genuinely, that is Tony saying,
Ratified.
What was it? It says, "Love Tony."
Come near my wife again with a pint of butt
Yeah,
cum.
yeah, exactly. The next time you
it's
leave my
fisticuffs,
wife
mate.
covered in butt cum, I'm going to kick your ass.
And on that bombshell, we will say,
Good night.
God go
God
with
bless.
you.